All right, today we're going to look at going from standard form to slope-intercept and how we can use this to more easily graph a line. So remember, we have two forms. We have standard form, which is ax plus by equals c, and we have slope-intercept, which is y equals mx plus b. Now, we've seen how to graph from standard form where we take the intercepts and plot those. We can also rearrange this equation so that it is in slope-intercept form. So what we do is the first thing we're going to do is we're going to move the x. Okay, that's the first thing. So we do its opposite. So since this 2x is positive, we subtract 2x from both sides. And that leaves me with negative 3y equals negative 2x plus 6. From there, I need to isolate the y. So I'm going to divide both sides, or divide everything by 3. Oops. Once I do that, my 3's here cancel out. 2/3 doesn't simplify. 2 over 3 doesn't divide nicely, but a negative divided by a negative does give me a positive. And then 6 divided by negative 3 is negative 2. All right, so looking at how we can use this to graph. Well, we have a y-intercept, right? We have our b, which is our y-intercept. All right, so we have our y-intercept. So remember, we use that. So our y-intercept in this case is negative 2, or the point 0, negative 2. So I can plot that here on my y-axis. From center we go down 2. And then I take my slope, which in this case is 2/3. So that tells me I'm going to rise 2 from my y-intercept, and I'm going to run 3. Rise 2, run 3, and again, I draw a couple points just so I have a nice line to work with. Makes more sense why I was having trouble lining that up. All right, so there if we draw a line. All right, so let's do a couple practice problems where we only just convert from standard form to slope-intercept. All right, so I've got x plus y equals 3. So the first thing we need to do is move the x. So it's a positive x, so I'm going to subtract x on both sides, giving me y is equal to negative x plus 3. Then I'm going to do the divide if there's anything, but in this case, we have nothing to divide. So my slope-intercept form is y equals negative x plus 3. Okay, let's look at this one. I've got 3y minus 4x equals 12. So first thing, I move the x. So it's a negative 4x, so I'm going to add 4x to both sides. So that gives me 3y equals 4x plus 12. Then I need to do the divide. To divide everything by 3. 4 doesn't divide by 3 nicely, so we're just going to leave it as 4/3 x. 12 does divide by 3 nicely and giving me 4. So I have y equals 4/3 x plus 4. All right, so looking at this one, I've got negative 2y plus x, or minus x, equals negative 6. So moving the x first means I'm adding x to both sides, leaving me with negative 2y equals x minus 6, since that 6 is negative. Okay, then we're going to do our great divide and divide everything by negative 2, leaving me with y is equal to, well, remember there's that, we have that invisible 1 there, so we get a negative 1/2 Okay. Always pay attention when it's not 2. X. Now negative 6 divided by negative 2 gives me a positive 3. All right, we'll look at another one here. I've got 5x minus y equals 7. So we're moving that x first, so subtract 5x. So we get negative y is equal to negative 5x plus 7. Now, we have this negative still with a y, so I need to divide by a negative 1. And I get y is equal to negative 5 divided by negative 1 is 5x minus, because 7 divided by negative 1 is negative 7. All right, so now let's look at using this to graph. So we're going to convert the equation and then graph it. So first thing we do is we move the x. So back that up. So add 6x to both sides. I get 8y equals 6x plus 16. Divide everything by 8. And I get y is equal to, well, 6 and 8 don't divide nicely, but they do simplify to 3 over 4. X, 16 divided by 8 is 2. So I have a y-intercept, or a b, of 2, which is the 0.02. And we have a slope of 3/4. All right, so I'm going to plot my y-intercept first, going up to 2 on the y-axis and putting a point. Then I'm going to go from there and count rise 3 and run 4. And I'm going to go down and work backwards from that y-intercept just to give me another point to work with. And we draw our line through the points. All right, let's do one more. I've got 3x minus y equals negative 5. Move the x first, so I'm subtracting 3x on both sides. Negative y equals negative 3x minus 5. Now, since I've got a negative in front of the y, I need to divide by a negative 1. Everything gets divided. So I get y is equal to negative 3 divided by negative 1 is a positive 3x. Negative 5 divided by negative 1 is a positive 5. So I have a y-intercept of 5, which is the 0.05. And I have a slope of 3, or 3 over 1. All right, so we're going to go up to 5 on the y-axis and put my point. And from there, I count 3. Well, I can't actually go up 3 this time, so we're going to go down 3 and to the left, since this is a positive slope. And then, of course, draw our line. All right, so that is going from standard form to slope-intercept and how we can use that to graph. All right, that's all I have for you this time. I'll see you in the next.